Hello and welcome to Beauty Over 50. Today I come to you to talk about the new Morphe palette in ChromaPlus. It comes in a variety of color stories. It's extremely affordable for $15, so I thought I'd give it a try. I chose this palette here in Rich Glitch. It comes in a variety of color stories. I tossed and turned between whether to get this one or one in Outer Spice. And the reason I chose this one, this is a cooler palette than the Outer Spice, but my main reason was that this one comes with 3 completely matte shades and 3 shimmery metallic shades, whereas the Outer Spice, I think, only actually had 2 matte shades from what I could see. And I wanted to create an eyeshadow look with this palette where I could take it on vacation and create a very neutral, daytime, natural-looking shadow look, only using the matte shadows. And then the idea of building it up maybe mid-afternoon if I'm going to a museum and I want to have something a little bit more soft glam, I could add some of the shimmers to that. And finally, if I wanted just to completely add to my shadow look again and go into the evening where I might be going, dinner or dancing or something like that, or going to a show, I could even glam it up more by adding some of the darker mattes to my outer eye, really intensifying the shimmers and the metallics using my finger. So I wanted to see if I could take this one cute palette and create 3 looks that sort of evolve through my day and see what happens. So let's give it a try. Here's a quick look at all the 6 shades in the Rich Glitch palette. Hush Money, a soft, creamy matte, perfect for the base or brown bone for a highlight. Champagne Splash, a wet, dry shimmer in a beautiful champagne tone, which is great for brightening, especially the inner eye. Taupe Tear, a cool toned matte taupe for the crease or transition. Stealth Wealth, a metallic milk chocolate that adds dimension. Cool Millions, a deep graphite molten metal shimmer, gorgeous when used with wet for impact. And High Brown, a rich, deep matte brown that's great for definition and smokiness. So I'm back. I have no eyeshadow on. I do have my eyeshadow primer and my setting powder. And I'm going to get started with the first look, which was going to be a very neutral, subtle, daytime, natural eyeshadow look. And I'm going to start, this look is going to include only the matte colors. And I'm going to get started with this pale color here in Hush Money. I'm going to apply it all over my lid, using my Sigma E35 blending brush. It's a large brush, allows me to just basically put this all over the lid as a base. Next up, I'm going to apply my transition shade, and for this I'm going to be using my MAC 217, which I love for that. And I'm going to take this next shade down, which is in a taupe tear. So we'll dip that in and apply it as our transition shade. I might note at this point that this lightest shade here in Hush Money, they say that it's a complete matte shade, but to me it does have a very slight sheer shimmery finish to it. It doesn't seem completely matte to me. Maybe it's just more creamy. But okay, it looks great, and this is blending very nicely. Next up, I'm going to use my MAC 221 mini smaller blending brush, and I'm going to apply the darker shade at the outer part of my eye and also on this hooded section of my lid to create that dimension and hence camouflage the hooded eye somewhat. So for that, I'm going to go into this darkest shade here. I'm going to be very careful with it. I am going to start very light with it and then work my way up. I'm trying to achieve a very neutral, natural look, so I don't want it to be too dark. And that's the color High Brown. So I'm just gently going to dip that in there and tap it off. Start at my outer eye and then just gently work my way in. I think I can add a little more. I'm pleased with how it's blending. It blends really easily and it's also quite buildable. Now to complete this very natural looking daytime look, I'm going to go back in with Hush Money here and use that on the very inner corner of my eye just to give it a little bit of brightness. For that, I'm using this very small eyeshadow brush here from MAC. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, but anything small and shaped like this that you can do a little bit more precision work with will be great. Going back into the Hush Money, I'm just going to add just a pop of color to the very corner of my eye by my tear duct. Now, if I wanted to add a little extra dimension to this neutral daytime look, I would go in with this same brush and add some of this shade here to my bottom lid. I like to wipe off my brush with my makeup eraser in between shadows. That works great just to quickly take the previous color off of your brush. For the bottom of my eye, for this daytime look, I'm going to go into taupe tier here and just add a little bit with the same brush that I've wiped off with my makeup eraser, taken off the other shadow I was using, that Hush Money. And now I'm going to dip it into the taupe tier and apply some to the bottom lids. Finally, I'll go back in with my Sigma E35 and go ahead and just blend it all very gently together. That's it. I would just stop there. I would go ahead and apply a little bit of eyeliner and my mascara, and that would be it for my very neutral, natural looking daytime look, using only the matte shadows in the palette. What I really like about this palette is for travel, you can easily go from this daytime look to more of an evening look without bringing additional palettes. So if I spent the day with this more matte, neutral daytime look, I can just add on top of it some of the shimmers and glitters here to create a little bit more of a sort of a glam look. For a daytime sort of soft glam, I'm going to go into this shade here, which is Champagne Splash. I'm going to apply it first with my brush. I'm hoping that will stick nicely because I do have eyeshadow primer on underneath. If not, I'll use my finger or I'll use a wet brush just to get, a stronger metallic sort of application. And really, if I was looking for daytime glam, I might just leave it at that and go ahead with my eyeliner and mascara. I might go a little bit darker under my eyes, but this added the shimmer to the inner corners just to give it a little bit more of a jazzy pop to it without being too heavy. If I want to add to the glam just a little bit and intensify it, I'm going to go in to this shimmer shade here in Stealth Wealth and apply it to the center of my lid. Again, I'm going to go in with my brush. If I want to intensify it more, I'll go in with my finger. It came on very nicely, very little fallout. So I'm liking that look. You could just leave it like this, add a little bit of mascara and eyeliner, or we can go ahead and continue to intensify it to a more dramatic look. For more drama and intensity, I'm going to go back into this color here, which was High Brown. I'm going to intensify the shading on my outer lid as well as under my eye, and then we're going to go add even more metallic to it. Let's give it a try. I'm going to go back in with my small blending brush from MAC, my 221, and just kind of get that dark shade blended in a little bit more evenly. I feel like we're getting a little bit more drama happening there. I like it. I'm going to take it a little bit further with some foil. I'm going to go into this one here, Cool Millions, and I'm going to use my finger, applying it right at the center of my lid there, and we'll see what happens. Before completing my final steps of using some eyeliner and mascara, I'm going to go ahead and add even further pop to the inner parts of my eyes with this sparkly shade in Champagne Splash, just to complete the more full glam look. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some eyeliner on my upper lid, a little bit of liner on my bottom lid on the outer corners, and my mascara, and I'll be right back with the final look. So that's it for the looks that I created from this really cute Morphe palette in ChromaPlus. The shade I had was Rich Glitch. I think it's terrific. For $15, the shadows were blendable. One regret was when I did the final look and added some of the sparkle to my inner eye, it did fall out when I looked closely in my magnifying mirror. So I think I would just stick with the white matte shade in there. But other than that, it blended very well. It, you know, did all it needed to do for me to create a hooded eye camouflage look. And for the price, you can take it traveling, and you can start with your shadow first thing in the morning, after lunch, for what afternoon activity you have that maybe you want to amp up the glam just a tad, right into the evening where you may be going out for dinner and dancing and you want to really have some full glam going. You can just build on the original eyeshadow application that you put on in the morning. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.